this life is not a dress rehearsal. We only get one go around, so make the most of it.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
We're flying through it, sister.
This is where I'm tired and one eye is smaller than the other.
Oh,
so before we have a headline in the New York Post, I'm well aware. One eye is smaller. I got it.
That happens to me all the time. And I thought it was bad Botox,
Wow.
but like I'll see like one eye's like this.
Yeah.
It actually looks like that.
Yeah.
And then I tried to use those drops.
What's that? Oh, the drops. Yeah. I've realized I speak a lot now like this on television and I'm not sure what's going on there.
What do you mean?
It's not because I'm reading a prompter, but I saw it in my Jordan Love sit down. I was like this. And then I see sometimes, I think it's when I'm hoping I get a word out or two.
The only thing I saw in the Jordan Love interview were your legs that were going on for 10 miles.
Oh,
I never see a nylon or a skirt on my gal, but I was like so happy. And how about with Jared on the text chain, the four top, and heels, babe.
And with that, welcome everybody to the Calm Down podcast.
Yep,
we have a pregame for you. I look like I've been pregaming for about 3 years. Wow. Brandon Toledo. I recognize him from my Twitter. He tweets me a lot. What are you both thankful for this year? Hit it.
I am thankful for health of my family and friends. I'm thankful for employment and I'm thankful for you each and every day. I know I text you this, but I really, truly don't know what I would do without you. When I want to cry, I call you. When I want to laugh, I call you. And I know we've always been close, but I feel like more than ever, we are, you're just like my safe place. So I'm grateful for that.
I'm thankful for this curtain that I'm going to close because that light was doing me zero favors on my face. I am thankful for that little boy that was just waiting for you when we just logged in. I am thankful that this light is going to change. I'm thankful for health too. I got a story on the big show. Johnny Holland, the linebackers coach of the San Francisco 49ers, has been battling cancer for quite some time. Battled it 4 times, in fact. And pregame yesterday, Lambeau Field, Kevin Burkhardt and I stood talking to him just about the adversity the 49ers are going through with the injuries. And he said, you know what? I talk to these guys a lot about adversity. And he was like, I know what it's like to almost feel like you're gonna die and to tell people every day I love them. And I was crying pregame.
I would crying. Of course. How could you not? And if you don't have a heart. I mean,
and we saw John Lynch after and he's like, you good? And I was like, no, I just talked to Johnny Holland, who is a wonderful man. And I've been crying. So I'm grateful to have conversations with people like that who show you that it is important to tell people in your life you love them and be grateful for your husband when you just run in from a delayed flight saying, I'm going to bring the kid over so you can say hi to him real fast. Like we've got a lot of great people in our corner. We need them with our life. And I'm grateful for those people.
Oh, good.
Steve Arena, you included.
Yes, Steve is, actually, well, we can save that for the big show. Everyone knows we love Steve. Everyone loves Steve more than me. So we get that. In fact, thank God. Thank God for these men in our life. We are going Jess Porter 13. Advice for a Bears fan to not have their Thanksgiving ruined by the Lions. Oh. Look, Jess, I understand. This is maybe not the season that you wanted. There's so much pressure on Caleb Williams to come in and just save this organization. You have to remember that he is just somebody like everyone else that starts a new job that's trying to figure it out. And with a high draft pick come high expectations. So be patient with him. You look at Troy Aikman's career. You look at a lot of these guys that they don't have success right away. But I hope for your organization as someone who born and raised in Seattle, it took a long time for the Seattle Seahawks to get their Super Bowl victory. We had a nice run there for a few years. So I understand that you're probably like, when's it going to happen? But I would just say be patient with your young team. And as far as the Lions go, they've waited a very long time to have success. So I can't say that it won't ruin your Thanksgiving, because if you're a true fan, you want your guys to win. But as we've seen yesterday, because we taped this on Mondays, anything can happen in the National Football League. Did a hit with Greg Olsen before the start of that Washington Cowboys game. And he's like, well, we'll see. But the Cowboys, and guess what? Like, the Cowboys end up getting a win. So on any given Monday, Thursday, or Sunday is the way that the league goes. Although I was reading today, the Kansas City Chiefs have won a game on every day but Tuesday. Because the way that sometimes the schedule falls, I guess, like they've won on every, I don't know if it's this year, but it's kind of weird when you think about football now. It's like almost every day. Anyways.
Crazy. I don't know what this means. This is from Gray Ann 1. Erin, have you done the toy purge before Christmas? I don't know what that means.
I think.
Please follow up. What is it?
Well, I would imagine it's like, because Mac's going to get a whole bunch of stuff because he's spoiled. So it's like, get rid of the toys that you know he doesn't do or doesn't use or like love.
That's a good point.
And then maybe donate
we've done
those.
some of it.
Yeah.
Thank God we have great nannies that are like, he's growing out of this. This was newborn stage. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes, because you're working hard. By the way, I'm going to talk you off that, because you're working hard to provide a great life for your child. And what do I always remind you of? How many memories do you have as a 1-year-old? You don't, but you feel love, and you're providing shelter, and you're providing those toys. So do not feel guilty. Your love for him will come in many different forms. And by the way, football season is only a short amount of time in the whole grand scheme of the calendar year.
I mean,
you're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah. No, we're hanging in there. We're trucking along. All right. What do you have here?
Aluf, what is one thing your dad taught you that sticks with you? My dad loves the podcast. Well, that is so sweet. I love that I don't know what your dad's name is, but please tell him that we said hello. Erin and I talk about our dads a lot on this podcast because we love them so, so very much and are very close with them. Growing up, my dad had... he wrote out rules for success. We had him put on our wall. There was a bunch of different sayings. One, plan your work your plan. Those who fail to reach their goals, fail to set them. So I have a lot of Scotty-isms, as I call them. But I would say the one that sticks out the most for me, it's kind of morbid, but it makes sense, that the cemetery is full of irreplaceable people.
Whoa.
And what I mean by that is I don't think that you're so special, because there's a lot of people out there that are just as great as you. And like the minute you think that you've arrived, the world will knock you back down. So always show humility, be grateful, and know, my other one, Scottyism, is this life is not a dress rehearsal. We only get one go around. So make the most of it. What about you, sister?
Well, the one a lot of times where I'm just a little frustrated in life with certain things. And my dad will say, stop complaining. You don't need to say anything to anyone. Just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch how this is going to go. Worry about yourself and sit back and watch. So,
and by the way, more times than not, when it happens, we text each other. We're like, well, we just sat back and watched. So I love that. Next.
Okay. Nargai. CT, do you guys get to script some of the halftime dialogue? Is the talking order present? Ooh, I love that question.
Preset, yeah. So for halftime, it's obviously all game dependent. So no, it's not scripted, but we do. So sitting in the green room or wherever our, said area is that we sit and watch the game.
Cuties.
Throughout the first half, guys just look for trends. If it's turnovers, if it's inefficiency on third down, if it's not finishing in the red zone, whatever the sort of, storyline of the first half is, each guy will take a different angle of it. We also have like a paid element where you have to do like, let's go into the State Farm highlight bundle and take a deeper dive kind of a thing. So it's not scripted, but it's, we go out there with, and sort of an understanding of who's going to go. The order is preset only just so you don't get that weird step on people thing and look around. But yeah, I would say it's not scripted, but it's orderly, I guess, produced is kind of how that goes. And then post game is similar, reactionary to the game. And then there's some pre-scripted stuff that's like different elements that we have to get involved, like get in if it's like a Marshawn feature or if it's like an Amazon Music Live. So I would say if I had to put a percentage on it, 75% of the show is not scripted, 25% is.
It's one of my favorite shows out there. We were talking this morning as we were drinking in a meeting room till 1:30 a.m. Thursday Night Football would appreciate that. Good little night with
We'd
the
be there
crew.
till 3:30 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, you were just getting off air at that time. But we were just talking about how awesome it was that you went face first in that snow. It was just, everybody's like, good for you. Like, that's what that crew should be doing. It's just, you guys have so much fun and it's great to watch.
Well, I love you. It's not that serious. It's fun. And when a guy like Jameis Winston, who just won the football game, is willing to go do snow angels, get your ass in the snow and have some fun.
Yeah, so, Tony, we're going.
I know Tony on the bus ride home, you'd appreciate this. He looks out the window and he goes, man, I'm such a loser.
Oh, for not
and
doing it.
I think he like regretted like not jumping in. But this is what's so great about Tony. Tony is such a team guy that like in the moment he's like, oh, I don't want to do it. But then he looks back and he's like, oh, I should have done that. He's just the best. Yeah, so cute. What do we got? We got Mrs. Stromer. That sounds like I don't know. There's like something sexy about Mrs. Stromer. What are we doing about cold sores? Help. Well, that's not sexy. And if it's a condition, I'm very sorry. I have never, knock on wood, I don't have the cold sore gene thing where it comes out. I know like sometimes it's induced by stress.
Jared has it.
Who does it?
Jarrett.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
so what do you do?
He takes like the blue pill thing for him, the Valtrex for cold sores, I guess. He always gets them when we go to Montana. Like it's something with the altitude that affects them or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. And he gets them and he's like, whoa, babe, I got a doozy coming in. So it's like, okay, kiss the cheek. Kiss the cheek. Yeah. I've only got it one time. Remember when I got that lip blush stuff so I don't have to wear lipstick, which is still sore. I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about it before on here. There's like a lot of experimental things. Like, let's not do that. The best thing that I did was that lip blush stuff. Because you don't really have to wear makeup and it makes you feel like you always have some color in your face. But I got like I thought it was a burn, but like a little cold sore thing from that because I guess it's kind of like a tattoo on your lip. But yeah, no, if you have that, I guess Mrs. Stromer, just consult your dermatologist or doctor. And I think it's prevented. Can't you like take it ahead of time if you think you're getting one? I don't know. Yeah, if you think you're getting one, you can like knock out like two. But
we don't have a lot of advice in that area.
Yeah. Mac Morgan, 38, been on a few dates with someone, but she's really not into sports. Is this a big red flag? Sometimes opposites attract. Sometimes you need a balance or, like some sort of counter to balance. I don't know.
I don't think red flag.
I don't think a red flag. I think that's a good way to put that. I need someone in my life to understand sports, to understand what I do, to understand the world. I think, we talked about it last week where I went to Green Bay twice last week. I'm not a hero, but I just was, kind of going over in my head, like, should I do this? And I loved my husband and my dad so much to say, it's the Packers, it's the Packers quarterback, and it's the NFL on Fox pregame show. And I loved Jarrett for saying this to me last week. It's the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. He shouldn't do a no talent piece. You should be there. And I was like, damn right. I love that. But he gets sports, so he gets that. So I need that in my life.
I agree. For us, I would say it depends on what role sports play in your life. If you are obviously you're a sports fan, Mac Morgan, 38. And I would say if this individual is going to have a problem with you watching football on Saturdays or Sundays or Monday or Thursday, and then she's going to start complaining and you're like, oh, then maybe let's not go that route. I think it would make your life a lot easier if she did like sports, unless she's super cool and she's like, hey, that's your thing. And while you do that, I go do something else. So I don't think it's a red flag, but I definitely would proceed with caution because if she's going to say she's cool with you watching games and now you're 6 months down the road and now she's bitching because you're watching football 4 nights a week, you might want to break up with her.
Yeah.
I just advocated for a breakup. All right. We're doing it, sister.
We're
doing it.
We're doing it.
Week 12 is officially in the books.
Hell yeah.
Join us on the big show. We will break it all down. Erin was in Green Bay. I was in Cleveland and a whole lot more. Big show.
Meow, meow. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.